in modern day and age, we have now many that are using chaos magic, which is an alternative approach to the more traditionalist style. Chaos magic is a contemporary form of magic that emerged in the late 20th century. Unlike traditional magic practices, which often involve complex rituals, symbols, and deities, chaos magic focuses on the idea that belief itself is a powerful tool for achieving personal transformation and altering reality. The philosophy of chaos magic is rooted in pragmatism, adaptability, and individualism, making it a alternative for those not wanting to do rigid systems of occult practices. Thus, the reason for its emergence is the use of sigils, its departure from traditional magical methods, and the current state of the chaos magic movement. Chaos magic emerged in the late 20th century, primarily in the United Kingdom, as a response to the perceived stagnation of traditional Western occult systems. The movement's roots can be traced back to the writings of Peter J. Carroll, especially books like Liber Null and Psychonaut 1987 and The Chaos Protocols 2015, which laid the groundwork for chaos magic's theoretical framework. Carroll, along with other figures such as Anton Wilson, are credited with developing and popularizing chaos magic. Wilson, a writer and philosopher, contributed to the movement's development by introducing the idea that belief systems are tools that can be adopted or discarded as is needed for achieving particular goals. Another key figure in the development of chaos magic was Osman Spare, a occultist and artist whose writings and techniques influenced many of the movement's practitioners. Spare's system of sigilization, the creation of symbols to represent desires and goals, is central practice in his chaos magic version form. His book, particularly the Book of Pleasure, 1913, laid the groundwork for many of the practices that would later define chaos magic. So, what about the need for chaos magic? Well, its emergence came about due to an understanding of the reaction of the limitations established by most occult traditions. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Western occultism was dominated by rigid systems such as ceremonial magic, Thelema, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. These systems were often complex, hierarchical, and reliant on ancient rituals, symbols, and gods. For some of these traditional systems, just were far too restrictive and too irrelevant to matter in the current world. Chaos magic emerged as a more fluid, personal, and experimental alternative. It rejected the idea that one must adhere to a specific set of beliefs or rules or deities or rituals to achieve magical results. Instead, chaos magic proposed that the act of disbelief itself or belief thereof, the ability to adopt and change and mend to one's will, you could have a more individualized and flexible approach to spirituality and personal empowerment. Chaos magic gave practitioners the freedom to explore various belief systems without being bound by the dogmas of any particular tradition. Sigilization is a central practice. One of the most important techniques in chaos magic is sigilization. This process involves creating a unique symbol that represents a specific intention or desire of the caster. The practitioner writes down their goal in a sentence, condenses it into a symbol, and then charges the symbol with psychic energy or emotional energy through rituals or intense focus. The sigil is then forgotten or ignored. It is believed that the act of consciously focusing on the symbol interferes with its further effectiveness. Sigilization is central to chaos magic because it provides a simple, quick, adaptable, powerful tool to manifesting desires. Unlike traditional rituals that require complex preparations and the use of established symbols, deities, components, sigils, thematic movements, personal, and so forth, with chaos magic, these can be created on the fly. So the caster can engage in a more immediate and personal way without being constrained by external systems that may even lack meaning. Sigilization was very practical because it does not require elaborate rituals, special tools, or years of training. It is accessible to anyone interested in exploring chaos magic. This is a departure from the traditional methods. In particular, the traditional methods elaborate on very complex rituals, the invocation of deities, strict adherence to certain systems of belief, traditional forms of magic, such as those from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn or in Wicca, require practitioners to follow a prescribed set of steps in specific goals and adhere to particular traditions. By contrast, chaos magic embraces a more experimental approach, encouraging practitioners to create their own rituals and adapt existing systems as needed. The rejection of traditional magical methods can be seen as a response to the perceived rigidity and complexity of older systems. Traditional occultism, while valuable in its own right, often involve intricate or time-consuming rituals that could lead one to feeling like these are accessible or irrelevant to modern practitioners. Chaos Magic, with its emphasis on adaptability, individualism, and simplicity, offers a more practical and personalized approach to magic. This flexibility allows practitioners to engage with the mystical in a way that feels authentic to their own experiences and desires. This is almost like if you can imagine Star Wars Rebels or even The Mandalorian, about how Ezra is one that didn't follow a traditional approach to becoming a Jedi Knight, nor did Luke Skywalker. So again, here with Chaos Magic, practitioners are experimenting with different magical techniques, belief systems, and tools in order to achieve their goals. This makes it an attractive option for individuals who feel constrained by the dogmatic elements of traditional spirituality. Furthermore, Chaos Magic empowers practitioners by focusing on the subjective nature of belief. By treating belief itself as a tool, something can be adopted and discarded as needed. Chaos Magic provides a sense of control over one's spiritual and magical practices. The sense of autonomy is particularly appealing in a world where many feel disconnected from traditional religious institutions or searching for a more personal and flexible approach to spirituality. Let's look at the relationship between chaos magic and postmodernism. Chaos magic also reflects the influence of postmodernism, particularly its skepticism towards grand narratives and universal truths. Postmodern thought emphasizes the fluidity of reality and the subjective nature of experience. Chaos magic, with its focus on the mutable and the experimental nature of belief, mirrors these postmodern values. Just as postmodernism rejects fixed ideologies and embraces the multiplicity of different ideas and perspectives, chaos magic encourages practitioners to create their own personal systems of belief and adapt them as necessary to make it unique to them. This alignment with postmodernism allows chaos magic to be both a spiritual and philosophical practice because it offers a framework for understanding and interacting with the world that is flexible and open to reinterpretation, making it an appealing choice for those who reject the idea of a singular, unchanging reality in which everything's only done in one way and one way only. So, with the growth of the Chaos Magic movement, while the Chaos Magic movement is not as large or mainstream as other traditional magical systems, it has nonetheless gained a significant following over the past few decades. Chaos Magic has found a place within subcultures that embrace alternative spirituality, including the punk and countercultural movements. Its appeal to those seeking personal empowerment, creative expression, and spiritual freedom has contributed to its growing popularity. The movement's growth has also been facilitated by the proliferation of information made possible through the internet, which has made chaos magic all the more accessible to a more global audience. Now, with online communities, forums, and blogs dedicated to chaos magic, practitioners can share ideas, techniques, and experiences, creating a virtual network of like minded individuals. This has helped the movement expand beyond the UK and into other parts of the world, including the United States, Europe, and beyond. There are criticism and controversies surrounding chaos magic. Despite its growing popularity, chaos magic has not been without critics. Some traditional occultists argue that chaos magic's rejection of established systems and its emphasis on individualism leads to a dilution of the sacred and the meaningful. Critics contend that by treating belief as a tool rather than a sacred force, chaos magic undermines the spiritual depth and discipleship and ultimately discipline that would happen with traditional magical systems and what they could offer. Others point out the potential dangers of chaos magic's approach to belief. Without a stable and coherent system of ethics or guidance, practitioners may find themselves engaging in practices that are probably shady, questionable, irresponsible, or even harmful. The emphasis on experimentation and personal empowerment can, in some cases, lead to dangerous or reckless behavior if not tempered by the offering of wisdom and discernment by others to those who begin the practice. Chaos magic represents a significant shift in the landscape of modern occultism. By focusing on the power of belief and the personal nature of magical practice, it offers a flexible and pragmatic approach to spirituality. Its use of sigils, emphasis on individualism, and departure from traditional methods have made it an appealing option for those seeking an alternative to the rigid structures of older magical systems. While the movement remains relatively small, its impact is on contemporary spirituality and occultism, and it's clearly undeniable the impact it had. As the world continues to evolve and traditional belief systems come under scrutiny, chaos magic's emphasis on experimentation and personal transformation will likely continue to resonate with those seeking new ways to engage with the mystical and the unknown. In terms of references, we have three books here. We have Liber Null and Psychonaut by P.J. Carroll, 1987, from Falcon Press. We have A.O. Spare, a 1913 book, The Book of Pleasure, Self-Love, from Writer and Company. And we also have R.A. Wilson, 1977, The Cosmic Trigger, The Final Secret of the Illuminati, and or press. I hope you enjoyed this message. I wish you health, wealth, prosperity, and abundance, blessings and protection as you so deserve. Woodman signing off. Have a great day.